الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين وبعد. It seems that my recent video about the Houthis made some people angry. And I just wanted to add a few words about the slogans of the Shia since Khomeini became the leader of Iran, about Mag America, Mag Israel, death to Israel, death to America, has always been a slogan. Iran did not engage in warfare with America, period. I'm not talking about clashes here and there, whatever happened in the first Gulf War and everything. No. They haven't. They stood by the Shia of Iran happily when America went into Afghanistan and killed the Muslims there. 500,000 maybe were killed. And then America went to Iraq and caused the death of about 500,000 Muslims also in Iraq. And they were happy. Then they sent their gangs into Iraq and killed Muslims by the hundreds of thousands. They did not send any army to Israel. Iran has never, ever had warfare with Israel to free Palestine. Never happened. They just said things over the years, but their main war was always against the Sunnis, the Muslims. In Iran, our Muslim brothers and sisters who are not Arab, those who are Arab, the Arab, the Turkmen, the Persians, so many Persian Muslims in Iran were oppressed violently and greatly since Khomeini came back to Iran until today. They're suppressed, they're oppressed, they are really in very bad shape. And violence was used often against them. This is Iran. Afghanistan, Iran threatened to go into Afghanistan, but they learned a good lesson from Britain, Soviet Union, America, going to Afghanistan, then leaving Afghanistan. So I said, we don't want to mess with these people. But they were very happy when America went to Iraq and brought down Saddam, who used to be their ally, but then they brought him down. Anyway, so they started killing Muslims in Iraq by the thousands and thousands and thousands, and now they control Iraq completely. The mullahs of Iran are the rulers in Iraq, and the Sunnis in Iraq have suffered greatly under the rule of the mullahs. Syria, same situation. Iran sent gangs and gangs of armed Shia to go occupy the lands and homes and farms of the Sunni Muslims in Syria, either by expelling them or going to the areas where they were expelled from, or people who ran away, left Syria. 8 million refugees inside and outside of Syria. They're Sunni Muslims, they're not Shia. The 8 million, maybe 500,000 were killed. Hezbollah clashes with the Jews. They never went into Palestine to free anything, because they know if they go in, the Jews will, devastate them. So clashes here and there, but they sent countless soldiers, armed Shia gangs from Lebanon into Syria, and they killed a lot of Muslims. What? You see, the Shia GPS doesn't show Al-Quds, doesn't show Tel Aviv, doesn't show, it shows Sunnis, or our Sunnis. Qasim Sulaimani, the cursed criminal who was honored by Hamas. This criminal said, you see, let me spell it for you. He, Qasim Sulaimani, said, قال, our war is not against the Jews, it's just for propaganda. Our war is against the Wahhabis, meaning the Sunnis. You see, the Shia-Sunni problem started many centuries before the Wahhabis came. See? So that's their war. That's why they engaged on all this violence in the Arab world. They want to force Muslims to become Shia. And they have not fought against the Jews. They haven't. In Lebanon, they shoot missiles. The Jews come and destroy the infrastructure of Lebanon. And it happened time after time. They even occupied, the Jews, most of Lebanon, including Beirut. You remember that? Sharon, Sabran Shatila. You remember that? La ilaha illallah. While Iran stood by when the West and America, death to America, they took over Afghanistan, they took over Iraq, they abandoned Syria. They were very happy. They received Iraq from America, just in case you don't know what America is. Also, the Arabs call it America. So they received Iraq from America as a gift for free, furnished, oiled, lots of oil. And they've been stealing everything since the mullahs of Iran took over Iraq. This is the gift that the Bush family, the war criminals, gave to Iran. So now Hezbollah, Mawta, they're watching what's happening to Gaza and the killing and destruction in Gaza that is unbelievable. Until now, about 30,000. 2/3 of them, women and children, were killed in Gaza. Now they're saying the Arab countries, they don't even tell you that we want Islam. Not even by words. They want even to make a claim that we want to start an Islamic society, whatever. But you're the ones who started. I was in America when Khomeini went back to Tehran, and all the millions of people who came there, and all the slogans, let's bring the Shia and Sunnah together. That's when we told some people, listen, this guy, the book that the Iranians were giving away like mad for free in Arabi and English, Al-Hukuma Al-Islamiyya by Al-Khomeini, the Islamic government. In it, Khomeini says, La ilaha illallah. The Imams, meaning the descendants of Al-Hussein, because they're Imams, control every atom in the universe. Really? Is this why Ali ibn Abi Talib could not save himself? He didn't know that the Khawarij were going to kill him. Hussein didn't know that the result of his revolution against the Umayyun would end in him being killed. They're both shuhada. Islam, the true Islam, always considered and will always consider Ali ibn Abi Talib and Hussein ibn Ali ibn Abi Talib to be among the best members of the Ummah of Muhammad. And they both died as martyrs. But Hussein didn't know that this is the end of what he started. And then he could have stayed in Medina to save himself, or he could have defeated the Umayyad army that came to suppress his movement. That's in al-Hukuma al-Islamiyya. Khomeini, who started, telling all these naive Muslims, finally now we have Islamic State, and all the slogans, they say Muslims together. They didn't bother reading his history, his own books, including Hukuma Islamiyya, and other books where he says Abu Bakr and Umar changed the Quran. Khomeini, and when you say Khomeini, don't smile. Khomeini, we're not taking pictures here. I don't like pictures. Videos are okay because we're moving, but anyway. Khomeini said Abu Bakr and Umar were ignorant in the Quran. La ilaha illallah. Abu Bakr and Umar ignorant, and you Khomeini, you're knowledgeable. La ilaha illallah. But the Muslims were busy, slogans, death to America, death to Israel, death to America, death to Israel. Yeah, they're gonna now come. And Palestinians were excited. Many of them became Shia, I know for a fact. I gave khutbah against that in the Philippines, when I was in the Philippines. Anyway, so they're throwing these things for the naive Sunni commoners so that they will drag them step by step into the Shia religion. And it happened with many. At least they make the Sunnis feel hopeless, that nobody's going to do anything. Palestine, Palestinians, all that. Hamas went and made all these alliances with Hezbollah, with Iran, the Shia, the enemies of Islam. Haniya goes and attends the anniversary of the death of Qasim Soleimani, the cursed enemy of Islam who killed so many Muslims, who said, and you can find it on the internet, by the way, who said, our war is not against Israel, in reality it's against the Wahhabis, meaning the Sunnis, the Muslims, because the Shia-Sunni conflict started centuries before the Wahhabis. There are no Wahhabis, but centuries before that. So that's what he said. So they never fought. I was in America when they started all these slogans, and then many people were naive. They wouldn't listen to us or tell them. They didn't change anything. They, according to Al-Hukuma Al-Islamiyya, the Islamic government, which was the foundation of the government that Khomeini established in Iran, it's a Shia government. Read the book, for Allah's sake. Read his book and see what they have done over the decades, more than 4 decades. They haven't done anything. They've never fought. Iran has never fought against the Jews. Zero. None. They never fought against the Jews. They never had war against America either. They just keep talking, clashes here and there. It always happens between tyrants when they are disputing some areas and some things, War, they never went to war with America. They never went to war with Israel. La ilaha illallah. They never did. And Hezbollah, like I said, their main concentration is Lebanon, the south. They control Lebanon now. And they went into Syria to kill the Muslims and support Bashar al-Assad, who belongs to the Alawi Shia sect, who the Ja'fari Imami Shia sect that rules Iran and Iraq today, call them kuffar, non-Muslims. According to the Shia proper, the Alawis are not even Shia, they're disbelievers. So if a sect that is a Shia is called by another Shia sect non-believers, believers. So what does that say about that sect? Unbelievable. So the Houthis are, as I explained, a minority. They left the Zaydi, more moderate Shia sect, still Shia, more moderate than the Ja'fari Imamis who are ruling Iran and Iraq and Syria today, to become Ja'fari. They're Ja'faris. And the Ja'faris, they say Quran was changed. Companions of Muhammad all become kuffar, disbelievers after he died. They don't believe in the Sunnah. They say Aisha committed adultery. Your mother, ya Muslims, your mother. So these are the Houthis. They changed the curriculum in Yemen to teach the kids the Shia religion. They banned even Taraweeh. You can't pray Taraweeh there in the masajid in North Yemen. And they killed so many Muslims in Yemen, stole their food. Unbelievable. It's the killing and destruction that the Shia did to Muslims since Khomeini came to power in Iran should have made even Muslims who are not practicing Muslims realize that this is a criminal sect. But there's always a but, ولكن in Arabi. But the Houthis are Ja'fari, Shia. They don't believe in Islam. The Arabs around Palestine, the Palestinians have discovered long time ago. My name is Jalal Abu Rub from Palestine, the West Bank, the city of Jenin. And these books behind me are some of the books that Allah blessed me to author, translate. This book here, okay, am I going in the right direction? Is that one? I'm working on the 3rd edition of the Holy Wars, Crusades, Jihad. So this is my specialty. I research. We, the Palestinians, have come to know long time ago that the Arabs don't want to free Palestine. Either they submit, they can't, or they don't want to do it. So the Houthis, as a talking point, just as they started in the beginning of the revolution in Iran, and we witnessed, I was here in America when Khomeini went back to Tehran, all these millions who greeted him in the streets and all the stuff that he said and everything, bring Muslims together. And the slogans that, in American universities, they were saying, Mag, America, Mag, Israel, Mag, Shah. The Shah of Iran, of course, had to run away with his life to face death with his friend Sadat in Egypt. So what remained was death to America, death to Israel. America is the greatest devil. Until today, they didn't fight America, they didn't fight Israel. Period. Like none. Like zero. So I was here in America when they started all that, and went through all these decades of slogans. Their main concentration is taking over Sunni countries. Their dream for centuries is to take over Mecca and Medina. They don't care about the Jews. However, since the Arabs have submitted to the Jews, as it seems, they're lining up those Arab countries to make peace with the Jews, including countries that never had war with Israel. But they have peace treaties now. So the Shia said, this is our chance now. It is, let's bring more people to our side to be sympathetic at least to the Shia, because we're the ones who are fighting. We never fought the Jews, by the way, like directly, because we know they're going to devastate us if we do that. We never fought America because we know America, they can devastate us even much more than the Jews. But hey, let's bring more people, naive Muslims, Did Iran fight the Jews? No, no, they didn't. Did they say the slogan? Yeah, of course they said the slogan. So why are you sympathetic? Because the Arabs, this and that. Okay. But all these slogans, nothing happened, because their aim is to spread the Shia religion among Muslims. That's what they want. They're not interested in Israel. They never did. Khomeini said in one of his books, and I mentioned it in one of my books about the Shia, about the Jewish temple rebuilt by the Shia. Khomeini said, Dinu Shia, the religion of the Shia, started by Abdullah ibn Saba, the Jew. So their religion, Khomeini admits, started by a Jew. You think they're going to be fighting the Jews openly? Of course, there were clashes between Hezbollah and Israel. It wasn't about freeing Palestine. They did not free anything. Or as they say in New York, or in slang American, they haven't freed nothing. So either way you look at it, they have freed nothing. They haven't freed nothing. They haven't freed anything. Palestine is still under the Jews. But what Hamas did is that they sold their loyalty to the enemies of Islam. In return for what? Missiles that they shoot them there, they go there. That's all what they have, and light weapons. But Iran, they stood by happily when America went to Afghanistan to devastate the Sunnis there, to Iraq to devastate the Sunnis, and then they took over Iraq as a gift from America, free of charge, furnished. Bush, Cheney, they were telling Hamas all the time, do this, we're behind you 100%, just look behind you, you'll see Khamenei there. Well, October 7th, today is the 23rd of February. How many missiles did Iran shoot at Israel? How many? Let me put it another way. I can't. The only way I can put it is, how many missiles did Iran shoot against Israel? It is said that they have more than 200,000 missiles. How many missiles they shot against Israel? Hezbollah. Between 20 to 30,000 missiles. Iran 200,000 and more. Hezbollah 20 to 30,000, maybe more. How many they shot against the Jews? To let the people know how. We're still behind you, Hamas. We're not going to come here. We're not sending inside Palestine anything. We're not sending any soldiers, because we know we're going to be beat up very badly. But hey, shoot missiles here and there, 10, 15, 20, 100, 1,000 even. You have 20, 30,000. Why didn't you support the people of Gaza? Because they are being killed. 30,000 Muslims in Gaza, mostly women and children, were killed by the Jews. And the Shia who are saying, look at the Arab countries, they're standing by doing nothing. What did you do? Iran, Khamenei, what did you do? What did you do for Palestine? Nothing. They just brought this disaster on the Palestinians time after time as a talking point, as a slogan, so they can drag people into because their focus is to spread the Shia religion in Muslim countries, to take Mecca and Medina from the Muslims and make it Shia, away from Islam. So we have to understand the mentality behind it. So Hezbollah shot some missiles. Is this what Gaza needs now? They're being devastated with the all kinds of weapons that coming from America, from the West, to one of the strongest armies in the world. And most Palestinians don't have weapons thanks to Hamas, or food, or medication, or water, or electricity thanks to Hamas. They did not prepare for this war. They just shut everything. And we end up in this situation. I told you before, people who keep dragging Hamas into the formula, we are here. Hamas is not asking Muslims, should we do, should they did it. So to talk about Hamas is irrelevant, except for those who don't want to support the Palestinians, saying, oh, Hamas did that, so good luck. Maybe they'll say good luck anyway, because they're saying what's happening to you is because of Hamas. But what's happening to Muslims today should make any Muslim, every Muslim who has the slightest faith in his heart, to feel bad for them, at a minimum. To feel bad for the Palestinians, I mean, what are you talking about, Hamas? It's not the talking point now. It already started. The destruction of Gaza, the elimination of Gaza, and maybe they will kick all the Gaza people out if Egypt will allow them, which Egypt said will not allow them. So here is the situation. Hezbollah did not fight the Jews. They shot missiles. But Gaza is being slaughtered. So they didn't do anything for the Palestinian people, just slogans. Again, do it. We're behind you. You're not behind us. You're not even in front of us. You're not anywhere near us. You haven't made incursions into Palestine in the north so that, you relieve us from this. Just missiles. This has been happening for tens of years. Missiles. The Jews come and devastate the Lebanese infrastructure. Then they go back, and the same story. But they have not fought the Jews seriously in Palestine to bring back Palestine to the Muslims as they claim. Iran did it. The Houthis. It is said that even the Iranian leadership is privately telling the Houthis, why did you start all this? You didn't take orders from us. Stop this nonsense. They're telling the Houthis. But anyway, the Houthis, they killed so many Muslims in Yemen. The Shia, the Jafari. They shot some missiles here and there. And some Muslims said, oh, look, wow, wow. Does this justify their religion? Yeah, Muslims. Just because the Houthis shot missiles and none of them maybe reached Palestine anyway, or they were shut down before, and they shoot missiles at ships at random. They don't know. They claim that all these ships are going to Israel. No, Israel is just a minor market in the world. All these ships are going to all kinds of countries. Then they come and say, look at the Houthis, all the Arabs are sitting by. They're reckless people. The recklessness could have a direct, or the qat that they have here. I can't even do it. You see, the qat that's here is just like the cheek is almost going to explode. Or the qat is sitting there for hours and days at a time. Interferes with the brain. And that's what the Khamenei regime in Iran is telling them, what are you doing? You're going to bring us into a disaster, because Iran does not want war with America. They never had war. Does not want war with Israel. They never had war. Skirmishes, clashes, yes, they happen. And for that, the Iranians and the Shia in the world keep talking to the Sunnis. See, we're brave, we're doing something. Those Arabs are cowards. I see the biggest coward is Iran because they have more weapons and missiles than all Arab countries combined. Okay? So you're telling us Arab countries, they're no good, those Arab countries, those leadership, those governments. Oh, okay, do something. They won't do anything. So don't be naive that the Houthis, the criminals, with a creed that devastates Islam at the core, no Quran, no Sunnah, no companions, nothing is left from Islam this way. Don't be deceived by them, because what they're doing is just a talking point. It's just a talking point, and even Iran is not impressed by it because they don't want to be dragged into a war. You see what Iran does, and Syria. They are attacked here and there, of course, not directly. Their forces, they're attacked by America, by Israel, the greatest devil, America. They usually say, we will respond at a manner and time of our choosing. When is that time going to come? I mean, before the end of judgment of life, before the day of judgment. I mean, haven't seen it coming. They're hitting you. The gangs that Iran has in Syria have been hit, thousands of times by the Jews. Why don't you retaliate to support your own people? So they haven't supported the Palestinians. They told them many times, come do this and that, we're behind you. But they're not behind them, we're not to front them, they didn't give them anything. And Gaza now is being liquidated. The conflict in Gaza, I fear, and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give Muslims in Gaza and the West Bank, our brothers and sisters, our children there, to give them support and aid against Israel, against the Shia who whisper and then run away, and against those who supported Israel against the people of Gaza, even if they are Muslim. I ask Allah to give the people of Gaza victory and aid against all these people. Is this clear? Don't tell me that Houthis, look at the number of missiles that the Gazans have received, and look at the number of missiles that those Qat, Houthis have shot here and there. Didn't do anything for Gaza people. Send your soldiers to infiltrate, into Gaza and then fight there. They're not going to do it because they're cowards. The Shia have always been cowards. They never supported the cause of Islam. So don't be naive. In Arabi, we call it ahbal. Ahbal. Don't be ahbal. They didn't do anything for Palestine. Decades and decades. Nothing. So they shoot missiles here and there. You become astonished and okay, how did that help the Gaza people? Don't tell me, the Arabs are not doing anything. The Shia are not doing anything. They have much more ability to do, and they also have the slogans that they've been saying for decades and decades about Iran: death to America, death to Israel, al-mawtu li-America, al-mawtu li-Israel. All what I see is al-mawt for Gaza. For Gaza. Receive the good news. Our Muslim dead in Gaza are going to Jannah, inshallah. It's all in the hands of Allah. We hope in our hearts that Allah will enter them into Jannah and will show them those criminal Jews who died while trying to kill them go to hellfire. the Jews know they're going to hellfire. That's why they say, as the Quran said, لن تمسنا النار إلا أياما معدودة. The fire will not touch us except for a few numbered days, 9 days, 10 days. That's about it. Then we'll go out. So this is what they believe. But لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. What can I say? Wallah, it's really tough to listen to the news and see what's happening to Gaza and the West Bank. Until 7 October, from the beginning of 2023, 300 men, women, and children were killed in the West Bank, where there is no Hamas. Before 7 October, hundreds were killed. Then hundreds since then. And all for what? So Iran can say, Mark America, Mark Israel. If you didn't like what I said about the Houthis and about what I said about Iran, about Khomeini, about Hezbollah, I don't care. Our website is islamlife.com, islamlife.com. We have books there. We have many books for free. We have books like these ones I have behind me for sale, PDF. If you can't afford it, send me a message. We'll give it to you for free. We will be happy to receive your donations, including Zakatul Mal, so that we can continue our da'wah. Oh Allah, we need your help. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.